hello, knockouts. Tonya TKO here. And today, it's a lazy Saturday for me. And I'm just sitting around. I came to my computer to trim out last night's video, and then I saw something come across my feed. And typically, when I see videos come across my feed, I save the video as a video idea possible. But when I saw this one, I felt that the situation was dire and emergent and in need of a special video dedicated just to this, to be able to talk about the self love lessons that exist inside this video right here with this woman. And the title of the video is I Can Never Understand Why He Did This to Me. Hold on, let me see what the exact title is. I could never understand why he oh, what is it saying? I could never understand why he violated me in every way he could. He came from a good family. That's what it says. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. Let's go ahead and get this text sent out to everybody who is on the text notification squad. Let's go ahead and get this party started. My makeup is over here. Me all right, because I feel that it's important. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and do this. Get everything out of the way. Like I said, I wasn't planning on doing a video. I was just like, you know what? I saw this and I said, no. We need to talk about this right now. Before I do anything else, we need to talk about this immediately. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this text out to the text notification squad, because after that, we're going to go live on these other platforms. And then we are going to discuss this in completion, bit by bit, because there's some things in here that I find a little troubling and some things that I want to bring to your attention and give some lessons to you all, because I want us to listen to it first. And listen, this is not about blame, and this is never about the people. Oh my goodness. I need to shorten this because the text is going to be too long if I don't. Okay, let's get this. Let's grab the link from YouTube. I appreciate you all bearing with me. The people who come in, you know that you can always jump in early. Go grab yourself a little snackety and then come back and keep the party going. All right, so here, let me get the link and put this link in here. Add, and then put at the end hashtag TKO text squad. If you'd like to be a part of the text notification squad and get a text whenever I go live, make sure that you live. I don't even want to put now. I'm just going to put live. So here, send now. The video isn't going to traumatize you. Relax. It's all right. The video's not traumatizing. But it is a need for us to discuss the self-love lessons in here, because, often we talk and we show examples of what we need to avoid in what other people are doing, what men are doing, et cetera, et cetera. However, this is an opportunity for us as women to look at how we are showing up, what it is that we're doing, how we're protecting ourselves, as well as, when all is said and done, looking for the answers within ourselves in what it is that we need to be doing differently. I'm refreshing this to see when this text is going to go out. The text just went out. All right. So let's go ahead. I'm waiting for my official text to come in. There it is right there. Let's go ahead and get live on these other platforms. Let's get us a little music going. All right. All right, here we go. Here we go. We are live on Twitch. We are live on Twitter. We're live on Facebook. And we are live on LinkedIn as well as YouTube. welcome in. As you all come in, drop a hello, drop a boxing glove. Let me know that you're ready for today's broadcast. I am your host, Tonya TKO. I am a self-love specialist from TonyaTKO.com. I hope you learn how to love yourselves and one another. On this channel, we use viral videos to demonstrate what self-love or self-abuse looks like in your life. And today's video is an excellent lesson for self-abuse and accountability. I was just scrolling when I came across this video on my feed, and the video was talking about I could never understand why he violated me in every way he could. He came from a good family. And so we're going to listen to this video, and then I'm going to give my commentary afterwards. Welcome in, Text Notification Squad. Throw up your 1010s. Let me know that you're in the house. Throw up your boxing gloves. And let's get this party started right now. Here we go.
This man financially abused me. I was with him 3 years. He never paid a bill. This man threatened on numerous occasions to pull out his penis and pee on me. This man didn't like the fact of me trying to support my adult children and give them anything. This man violated me in every way that he could. And I could never understand why a man like him, who comes from a good family, could be the way he is. But it's not their fault. He's just a monster. To all the women that's here in South Carolina, please be careful, because he's out here. I found out from this same detective that this man in New Jersey, where we're from, I'm from North Jersey, he's from South Jersey. They did a whole research on this man. The detective called me, and he said to me, Miss Singleton, do you know that he has 5 other protective orders against him? I never knew. He was naming the names of the women. He has orders of protection. So this is not his first time abusing women, beating them up, and God knows whatever else he's done that no one knows. But the real kicker here for me is, all the long while I'm trying to love him, giving him my money, he's living off me. That Lexus that he drive, majority of it he paid for, but 50% of it is paid off because of me, because he lived off of me. He never paid any rent, did anything. But that's my fault. Everything this man has is because he took from me. Never gave me a penny. Never. This man, I found out, the real kicker for me, as I was saying, was I found out, and I won't say who, but he was cheating on me with his ex-girlfriend all along. So he could have been walked away. He was literally enjoying abusing me. All along while he was taking my money, stole my money off my debit card, suffocating me, pouring stuff over my head, beating me, had me walking on eggshells in fear in my own home. He was sleeping with somebody else. This is my whole point of telling you women, don't be like me and keep dealing with things. Now I'm all afraid. I don't want to date anybody. I just want to be to myself, because it's hard for me to trust anybody. Be careful, sisters.
Alrighty then. Alrighty then.
This man.
I see somebody who posted, Tracy, thank you so much. Tracy says, I hope she hears herself and what she allowed. And let's go through this piece by piece, because at some point, ladies, we have to take personal responsibility. We have to take personal accountability. I once had this associate who at the time I thought was a friend. And this associate, we were talking about self-love and how self-love is figuring out how everything in your life is a manifestation on some level, either spiritual or something. And she was like, how dare you? She got very angry with me because she was like, I was capital R worded. How could you say that was my fault? I said, no, 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 no. Nobody's saying fault. There's a difference between blame and looking at yourself and what activities, behaviors, decision making you participated in that led to the outcome. The only person responsible for capital R word is the capital R wordist. That's it. However, there are things that we do that if we pay attention to what it is that we have done and participated, how we navigated, how we showed up, what we looked for, what we didn't see, that if we look inside and pay attention to those things, we can avert a situation like that from happening in the future. I heard this woman say that now she doesn't want to date. Honey, you need to be in therapy. Dear, you need to be trying to figure out what was it inside of you that allowed these things. Because if there are women out there and there are men. We had a whole broadcast last night which turned into a boondoggle. I was hoping it wouldn't be a boondoggle. You know what? I need to get boondoggle t-shirts made. I really do. I really do. I really do. Put up the capital letter B. Actually, type the whole word boondoggle if you would buy a boondoggle t-shirt with the definition of what a boondoggle is. It'll be just black t-shirt with white letters with the word boondoggle and then the definition. If you would get a t-shirt like that for either $20 or $25, type boondoggle in the comments. If you don't know how to type, if you don't know how to spell boondoggle, then that means you need the t-shirt even more. Even more. Even more. All right. Let's go through this piece by piece. Okay?
This man financially abused me. I was with him 3 years. He never paid a bill.
All right. Is it financial abuse? Is this financial abuse? I see it. Okay, I see the boondoggles coming in. I see them coming in. You know what? Let me put this up right there. Oh yes, I see. I see. I see. I see. I see. All right. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So let me get back to our page and continue forward. Yes. 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 Is it abuse if you are willingly, if you are the one in control, this is your home, this is the place that you live, whose name is on the deed, and this person is paying no bills? It's not like it's the other way around. Financial abuse is when the man has all of the money, or when a person has all of the money and they manipulate you and control you by holding the money and not allowing you to be able to get your necessities. You have to come to them and ask them for a little this, that, and the other. You can't even pay for your hospital co-pays or your birth control, or you can't buy yourself maxi pads without humbling yourself before his dry, ashy ankles and asking him for a menstrual cup. That's what financial abuse is. You giving a person something and allowing a thing to take place for 3 years. What happened in the first month when this man was not willing to come out of pocket? And the second month, the third, fourth, fifth, 12th, 24th, and 36th month? You said 3 years. 3 years. And the thing that I want us to pay attention to is we have to look within ourselves and see, what was it that we were gaining? What were we gaining from this? We're going to, because there's a lot to go over. Let's go again.
This man threatened on numerous occasions to pull out his penis and pee on me.
The fuck? You know, if he threatened, you know, at some time the threat had to come to fruition. What were you doing? Well, see, this is where self-love comes in. It's like when you hear something like that, what is your response? Bitch, I'm gonna pull out my dick and piss upon you. And what is it? No, I mean, what is your response? Go ahead, nigga. What I mean, I don't understand. When somebody says something like that to you, is this a feasible thing? I mean, you know, we listen, we talk over and over and over and over again because there are so many people, and there are women. Oh, yes, I've seen them. I've seen their profiles. There are women who will try to shame and lambast you for not having a man because they are so glad and happy to have one. Meanwhile, you don't know what it is that them I deal with behind the scenes. So she wanted to have a man in her life so badly that she was willing to do whatever it is that she needed to do to quote unquote keep a man. That when he said that he would pull out his penis and pee on her, threatened on numerous occasions. How many times does it take for a person to threaten to pee on you for you to say, oh no, this what? I mean, can you urine? I mean, if if somebody threatened to pour water on you, let alone waste, you talking about a threat. How many times did it take? You said numerous occasions. The self love needs to be intact so that when somebody is saying and talking about doing something to your person, your queenly body, your temple, which is unacceptable, is pee acceptable on your body? I mean, unless you're into, BDSM water sports, for those of you who know what all of that is, that's a different story. But if you don't consent and he's threatening, how many times does a person need to make a threat like that? He's talking about numerous occasions.
This man didn't like the fact of me trying to support my adult children and give them anything.
So now enter in adult children and give them anything. So what? She is just the pig laying there while all the little piglets come to suckle upon her. The adult children living off of her, the grown man living off of her. Did she give them? I hope she meant that he didn't want her giving them anything instead of her saying that she was giving them anything they wanted, her adult children. Come on. So this is a pattern. At what point does the sentence turn around to, I allowed this man to live off of me rent free for 3 years? I allowed this man to say that he was going to urinate on me multiple times, and I still allowed him to be in my presence.
This man violated me in every way that he could.
I allowed this man to violate me in any way that he chose. In any way that he could, I allowed this man to violate me. That is the sentence.
And I don't could never understand why a man like him who comes from a good family.
A man like him who comes from a good family, this man got some sort of mental health issues, dear. Something's wrong with him. You talking about good family. You looking at his family. Well, how good is this family? When you went to them and said, listen, Sonny boy said he was going to take out her penis. And that he going to take her penis and people, man. What did they say when you went to this quote unquote good family and said that? Did they clutch their pearls and say, oh no, Johnny boy is not like that. Oh, we never raised Johnny type of. Did they say that? Or did they say, girl, duck? I mean, you talking about some good family. What? What? You know enough about his family to be in communicate with them? This makes me wonder about what your perception of a good family is. Because if they were that good of a family, they would have done told you to call the police. Right, the police. I don't want to clown too hard. I mean, come on.
Could be the way he is, but it's not their fault. He's just a monster.
Monster? Listen, people have a right to be however it is that they choose to be. They really do. I tell people all the time, I don't make you respect me. I don't try to make nobody. You will never see me standing up there talking about you gonna respect me. You don't never. Either you respect me or you're gone. You are not granted the privilege of my presence without respect. What is the admission to be before the queen? What is the admission? What is the price to pay? Is it respect? Is it keeping your pee penis in your pants? What is it? Is it paying a bill? What is the criteria to be able to be granted access to your home, your body, your mind, your psyche? I need to know.
To all the women that's here in South Carolina, please be careful.
Be careful what you're talking about. The type of women that he is going to attract are going to be women who are going to ignore the red flags from the onset. He's going to attract another woman who has the same type of issues. You're talking about be careful. Y'all are going to be in competition with who could try to change and rehabilitate this man. Oh, I can change him. Oh, I see who he sees. Plain as is who he threatened. The people who change him. Come on. You talking about be careful. The type of women who are going to be careful are not going to be attracted to him in the first place. I wonder what this man's mouth looked like, what his lips look like. I wonder what his scalp looked like. I'm picturing an image of Sun, and Sun does not seem like he would look like anything that a woman who truly values herself would allow in her cipher anyway. So you're talking about be careful. He's going to target the type of women who are going to allow this effery, the type of women that are going to go from man to man and failed relationship to failed relationship, hoping to be able to get the father figure or the mother figure who didn't love them and convert that old relationship through this new one so that they could finally be like, I won. I was able to convert an unloving person into a loving person. And so you take this gamble and you go, you see the red flags and you say, oh, this person's not really interested in being respectful, just like my pappy. So what I'm going to do is I am going to change him in the ways that I couldn't change my dear papa. And then you go along, do 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 do, with your little Red Riding Hood basket into the wilderness with this fool, because you're hoping that this time around it'll change and you'll be able to get the outcome that you want. Find your healing in therapy, because you cannot continue to try to heal your parental relationships in these gambles. May you win? Yes, but even if you do win, that is that going to satisfy then quench the thirst inside of you? Or will you be like, okay, I conquered this, and then go off looking to heal that hurt? This is what I'm saying. Find your healing in therapy.
Because he's out here. I found out from this same detective that this man in New Jersey.
I'm sorry, but talking about he's out there. He is only out there, and he only has access to the type of women that are a good fit for his type of foolishness. A woman who loves herself, who values herself, from the first time that they you start going out and he's like, "Oh man, oh my wallet. Where's my wallet? Oh my god." Or you meet out. You got this. Or go to the bathroom and come back out and be like, "You ain't paid yet." I mean, there's only going to be certain types of women that are going to go for that. The type of women that be like, I don't need a man to pay for that. I got my own. And they listening to Nia. I love her because she got her own. And you're like, yeah, Miss Independent. Thinking that it doesn't matter how a man shows up. Ashy knuckles in a Lexus. Come on. I love her because she got her own. Yeah, I got my own. But what you got, son? What you doing? What you talking about? How you showing up? I had a man who went out on a date with me once. He didn't have his wallet with him. I sat right there, calm as could be, as he went outside and handled his goddamn business. He got on the phone. He had a boy in the area. His friend drove half an hour to be able to bring cash money to him. And then his friend left. He met him outside. That's what a man handles his business on the spot without having to worry you. I only dye my hair white. Huh. But my hair is not gray. I am rested and well refreshed. Come on.
Where we're from, I'm from North Jersey. He's from South Jersey. They did a whole research on this man. The detective called me and he said to me, Miss Singleton, do you know that he has 5 other protective orders against him?
Yeah, I can believe it. And listen, there are so many ways. Spend the $30, especially before you move someone into your house. Spend the $30 and do a background check. Don't let nobody move into your house unchecked. Just spend the $30, get the background check, and find out what's going on with this man outside of your presence and your purview. It especially listen. If you're going to have somebody enter into your home, enter into your car, if you're going to enter into their car, make sure that you see a license. You know their first and last name. Snap a picture of it real quick. If they start acting crazy, you run. But you need to know people's first and last names, where they come from, and where they've been. Google them. Do the background check. Spend the $30 before you get involved. It's as simple as that. These are things that you can find out from a background check.
I never knew. He was naming the names of the women. He has orders of protection. So this is not his first time abusing women.
Exactly. He's going to go to women who have similar traits, who are going to allow similar things.
Beating them up, and God knows whatever else he's done that no one knows. But the real kicker here for me is all along while I'm trying to love him,
Trying to love him. See, my issue with that statement is, at what point during this relationship were you trying to love yourself? When we start talking about self loving or self abusing through relationships, this is what I'm talking about. At what point in this relationship were you giving yourself that love? Where you were setting boundaries for what self love looks like in your life? At what point did you say, no, I love myself and I will not allow this?
giving him my money. He's living
Oh, I didn't hear that before. So he was giving another woman your money?
off me. That Lexus that he drive, majority of it he paid for, but 50% of it is paid off because of me. Because
So majority of it, I don't know how she's doing math, but nonetheless. See, now I can imagine how this went down, right? So she paying all of the bills, which gives him the opportunity. This is why, because I remember many years ago, I heard a single mother say, you know, he should, I'm asking him to pay child support. He should be able to pay child support because he's free to be able to work whatever hours he wants. She was like, let him take this baby and let me work whatever hours I can work and work however I need to without having to pick a baby up from daycare, without having to get a baby ready for school in the morning, ready for do homework in the evening, bath and all that other stuff at night, doing the girls' hair, taking the boys out for the haircuts and all of this. They're sitting up in barbershops and listening to men talk they shite around you, right? So he's living rent free and got the ability to pay for some Lexus. Uh-huh. I can imagine how this went down. She was like, feeling so happy. My man got a Lexus. Come on, let's go for a ride. And I bet she was like, can I drive it? And he's like, hell no, baby. You know I didn't let nobody drive my car. And she was probably like, my car too. Meanwhile, he wasn't generous in spirit. He was stingy in spirit. Ugh.
He lived off of me. He never paid any rent, did anything.
I allowed him to live off of me. I didn't require for him to pay any rent.
But that's my fault.
We don't even
Everything
have to say fault, but you can say that you take accountability for how you participated in this.
this man has is because he took from me. Never.
Because I gave him. You see, the verbiage leaves you disempowered. You have got to take your power back by seeing how you participated.
Gave me a penny.
I never asked for a penny.
Never. This man, I found out, the real kicker for me, as I was saying, was I found out, and I won't say who, but he was cheating on me with his ex girlfriend all along. So he could have.
You know, look at that face. That is not a cute face. He was cheating on you? How many of you out there think that this man told her that they were exclusive? Do you even think he came home every night? Or do you think she kept the space warm for him, calling him to find out where he was and whether he's going to come in? He didn't he did he have a job? He wasn't paying no bills, so where was he at? If he didn't have no job, what was he doing at night? So he had money for recreational activities, but no job enough to be able to give you any money?
Could have been walked away. He was literally in.
You could have been put him out. Talking about he could have been walked away. Why is it up to him? I mean, whenever he needs to pee on a person or got a place to live for free, or he needs to get a workout in and start wailing on you like a punching bag, he got that right there. And you're going to sit there and take all of that. Why would he walk away from all of that? Free gym punching bag membership at home. I hate to be callous. I already told you all when I was young, I did not like being hit. I abhorred it. For those of you who got the kids in sixth grade, abhor is one of the vocabulary words for sixth graders. I abhorred it. I don't know what is going on in any person's mind that they can experience something that feels so painful as being hit and continue forward with it. I didn't like it when I was a child. I damn sure got no tolerance for it now. I don't even have tolerance for men raising their voice at me. I don't have the capacity inside of me. We have to start treating ourselves. We have to start self-loving through these relationships and allowing the relationships to be an extension of our self-love instead of an extension of our self-hate.
Was literally enjoying abusing me.
He was enjoying abusing you. Let's talk about the things that you enjoyed that kept you in this relationship. Because how did you benefit? Let's be honest. Can we be honest? It's like we don't want to talk about the elephant in the room. How did you benefit? What were the things that you enjoyed? You have to look within yourself. Yeah, I the hits hurt. I felt terrorized, but I at least I had a man. There's this light-skinned woman with a little page boy cut and freckles on her face. And she makes these TikToks. If you've seen her, you know who she is. I don't know her name, but if you know who she is, put up the number 2, right? And she talks about how she used to be a pick me and how she used to have this weird mentality of doing any and everything to keep a man, and how she gained this sick sense of pleasure by telling his main woman, his wife, that he was with her, etc., etc. Ladies, we have got to we have got to look within ourselves and see, what is it that we enjoyed? What is it that we liked? What is it that how we benefited? You enjoyed having a piece of a man around, even if he was abusive. You enjoyed having a person with a pianist coming around and showing you some attention, especially one who you helped by paying all the bills, helped him get a Lexus. Of all things, the nigga had a Lexus. He couldn't pay no bills, but he was driving around in a luxury Toyota. The hell? Come on.
All along while he was taking my money,
All the
stole
long while I was giving him my money,
my money off my debit card,
while I kept him in my life after he stole from me.
suffocating me, pouring.
I hope she means emotionally suffocating. I hope she means emotionally suffocating.
Me, pouring stuff over my head, beating me.
Remember what I was saying? I mean, maybe he ran out of urine and just decided to start pouring juice. What happens? What happens as you're sitting there and you just there like, and then what happens? You turn around and just shake your head off and be like, whew. I don't understand how that goes down. So he ran out of urine and just decided to just start dumping liquids over you. Your body is not a trash receptacle. If there's nobody else that's going to treat your body like a queen, you have to. I just don't understand. It's like we've got to find our power, our voice somewhere. And if we do not take the time to analyze these situations and where we could have spoken up, where we could have done things differently, where we could have made a different choice, if we don't take the time to analyze our own behavior, then how do we avoid something like this from happening again?
Me, had me walking on eggshells and fear, had me walking on eggshells and fear in my me, had me walking on eggshells and fear in
Hold you,
my
I'm
own home,
sorry.
stuff over my head, beating me, had me walking on eggshells and fear in my own home.
I walked on eggshells. He didn't have you doing anything. He was the person staying rent free. This person was your guest. He didn't have you walking on eggshells. There was something about walking on eggshells that reminded you of a childhood situation where you couldn't speak up and you were like, oh, this reminds me of home, but I'm going to get things to change. And you gambled on a bad gamble and you couldn't get out. You didn't get onto the other side of it.
He was sleeping with somebody else.
So it would have been better if he was like the indignation. Like, how dare you do all of this to me and be sleeping with someone else? Would it have been better if he was faithful to you with his urine peeing? European. Would it have been better if he was like, yeah, here's all my urine? I mean, the man got issues. He's only gearing this woman up for the same treatment you got. This is par for the course. With the same type of, I mean, is anybody here stunned that the type of human being who would threaten to take his penis out and pee on a person is the same type of penis that the person that'll take his penis out and put it inside of another woman? He didn't have enough respect for you to honor your body. In what other ways could he disrespect your body? He hit you. He poured liquids on you. I'm praying that it was just emotional suffocation, but if it wasn't, he choked you. He didn't respect and honor your body. And we talked about this in yesterday's early morning video, in how so many of us indoctrinate our children into associating physical abuse or physical pain, physical beating with love.
This is my whole point of telling you women, don't be like me.
Excuse me, dear. You're talking about don't be like you. What is the lesson for you to not behave as you once did? What about I will no longer be as I once was? Don't say don't be like me. I am not going to be who it is that I was before.
Keep dealing with things. Now I'm all afraid. I don't want to date anybody.
Dating should not be one of the things on your mind right now, dear. Please, if you see this video, which many of the people who I do reactions to do see the video, please get therapy. I beg you, go get therapy.
I just want to be to myself because it's hard for me to trust anybody.
This is not about trusting other people. This is about boundaries. This is about self love. This is about trusting yourself to take care of yourself. Now, I have been in some bad situations when I was young. And I remember crying to myself. I remember the tears burning hot on my face, where I said to myself, I love you, but I love me more. You hear me? I love you, but I love me more. I've got to choose me. I remember those days where the choice seemed between loving a person and loving myself. Always choose you. Always bet on you. Always have your back. We cannot expect people to give us a type of love that we aren't even willing to give ourselves. If nobody else out there will love you the way that you need to be loved, you give yourself that love. Give yourself that love.
Be careful, sisters.
How about you say it to yourself, honey? You be careful. The thing is that she's still speaking from a disempowered state. I'm going to be more careful. I'm going to get the therapy that I need. I see how I participated in this. And you know what? I'm going to open up the phone lines and I'm going to allow you all to call in. And I am going to be brave enough to speak out loud, right? I was intimately assaulted in my past. The very last time that I was intimately assaulted, because you see, I was indoctrinated into the abuse from being the capital M worded when I was a little girl, right? And so we go through life wanting to take our power back, but being disempowered and volleying back and forth. I was intimately assaulted. And the very last time that I was intimately assaulted, I decided to look within myself and say, what is it that I did that participated in this going down like this? And I realized how it happened, right? And I'm telling this story because I want you all to be brave enough to speak out loud. If you've never spoken it out loud before, but to take accountability for things that you allowed to happen in your life, not fault, not blame, not shame, but accountability, empowering yourself. I realized that through religious programming and being taught that sex was bad and that women were not supposed to enjoy sex, I realized that there were certain things that felt good to me intimately. And I wanted to have those things happen, but I didn't want other things to happen. And I personally did not voice, I did not speak up and voice what it was that I wanted and did not want. You know, gay people, gay men, because they have to poke each other, and one person does the poking and one person does the accepting, right? Gay men talk about intercourse before they lay down because they need to know who is the pitcher, who's the receiver, who is the switch hitter. Are there two switch hitters? Are there two pitchers? Are there two receivers? Is there a person pretending to be a receiver, but behind closed doors, he's really, or rather, a person pretending to be a pitcher, but behind closed doors, he's catching them balls left and right? Gay men have to have these conversations. Heterosexual men and women far too often do not have the conversations about what they want, what they do not want, where the line is drawn, where the boundary exists, what feels good, what you would like to happen, and what you do not want to go further than X, Y, Z. And the very last time that I was intimately assaulted, I had to ask myself, how did I get there? And I realized that I did not speak up. I was in denial about how to get the pleasure that I wanted in the ways that I wanted, and to not have things happen that I did not want to happen. Going into situations with people that I did not know well enough and did not have these conversations with. And since that time that I had the conversation with myself and took accountability for how I showed up and things that I could have done differently, I had not been intimately assaulted again since then. I speak up. I let my desires be known. I let it be known what feels good to me. And I remember there was one time after that that someone tried to try me. And I said, so you're telling me that you were going to R word me? And the person was like, no, 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 no. Then lost his whatchamacallit, because some of these people, they want to go down and do all of this. Oh, I just want to go down. I love the way a cocoa bread tastes in my mouth. And then they want to come up from the cocoa bread and then jump on top of you and use their strength while you are unleveraged, and then push themselves anywhere where that they want to be pushed. And sometimes you have to speak very frankly and very clearly to some of these people so that they can understand this is what that is right now. And sometimes, look, you are going to have to be willing to go to the police. You're going to have to be willing to fight to the finish right there in that room. You're going to have to be willing to cry. There's a chemical in women's tears of sadness that is a anti-erector. It takes away the erection of men. There's a chemical in the tears of women's, in the sadness of women's tears. Please Google it. You're going to need to be willing to figure out what is it that you're willing to do to honor your boundary or have your boundaries honored. Have your boundaries honored. What is it that you're willing to do? Are you willing to claw a person's eye out? Are you willing to use the capital R word in bed and be like, so you're going to R word me then? Is that what you're saying? You know that this is R. I don't consent to this. Because sometimes people are confused, and you need to let it be known. What is it that you're willing to do? Are you willing to have an uncomfortable conversation about what it is that you want and what it is that you don't want before you become disrobed? Because oftentimes what they need is access. They need access to your little soft and tender parts where they are stronger than you and can overpower you. So the person who, wait, I'm sorry, you all are saying that Brian is in here identifying with an assaulter, an intimate assaulter. Let me find out, nigga, because I don't care where you've gone with your fucking passport. So he says, yeah, she done hit the wall. Y'all should raise the for her to get a decent rocking chair. We're talking about intimate assault and you're talking about hitting the wall? All right. Let me do this. Let me do this. Let me do this real quick. Let me do this real quick. I'm going to show you all something, right? I'm going to show you all something real quick. Give me just a moment. I'm going to show you all something. Give me just 1 second. Here. I'm going to put half of this off of the screen because half of it I do not want you all to be able to see, right? All right. I received a message, right, on September 28th, 2022 at 6:15 p.m. from a person by the name of Brian Price, spelled BrianPrice, right? This person sent me a message and said, "This is Brian. I was trying to call your show. Let me know when you go back on live so I can give you my perspective," right? When you go to his page, this is what his page looks like, right? This is what his page looks like. So he has supposedly 41 followers and he's following 274 people. And you know how people do it when they have followers. The people who are following them, some of the people who are following them are themselves. So you go look at the 41 people following because they follow from their real account, but this is a fake burner account that he attempted to write me from. But I can imagine that one of these accounts or some of these accounts, right, are from his other troll accounts. Nigga, let me tell you something. You think that you're getting the last laugh? You're playing yourself. You're playing yourself. You, I can only imagine the sloppy, fantastic way that you look sitting around talking about other people and the wall. We know that you have man boobs and little starter rocker dreads and a big belly hanging over tight jeans. We know that. We know that you are not worth looking at, that you troll around online because this is the way that you receive your entertainment. You claim that you're in Dubai. I have friends in Dubai. Let some of them meet up with you since you claim that you're out there. Let us see what it is that you're working with behind the scenes, nigga. Because you find it so easy, so palatable to sit up here talking about what it is that you're doing when you are most likely disabled in one way or another. And listen, there's nothing wrong with being disabled, but hiding behind a computer while you're disabled and you know that you're disabled and you're trying to bully and make fun of other people. We're talking about intimate assault. There's nothing funny about this. If you took the time to look within yourself, to take accountability for how you can be better, I'm going to open up the phone lines and I bet you, I can guarantee you that you do not have the courage to call and identify yourself and speak to me, nigga. Tell me to my ear that I have hit the wall, bitch. Come on to Zoom, show your face, and let us see that your face is the wall. That there is no need for you to even have to hit it. You are the wall. That you never looked good to begin with. And this is why you have to go and try to prey upon desperate women who do not have autonomy. Come on. Stop. Unbelievable. Listen, I'm going to show you all something, right? I'm going to show you all something, right? I'm going to show you all something. Give me one moment. I'm going to show you all something, right? Hold on. Let me try to find this real quick because I saw this picture of this man with big these big man boobs, right? I thought it was a woman and he was sitting on a woman's back, right? This is how I need to search inside. I wish that Instagram had a better way to do searches so that we could search because I need to look because I wrote back to this person. I said, no, not for a man with titties, because it was a man with titties sitting on a woman's back. And I have two accounts. So let me go to the other account and see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see if it's in here. Because I'm looking for this man with these big old man boobs, right? He had these big old man boobs sitting on a woman's back, taking these photos. Like the desperation of it all. The desperation. So many people send me messages that when I want to find a message, I should have forwarded this thing to myself, right? Because I responded back to her. I was like, not for a man with titties. Not. No, absolutely not. I'm trying to find, I don't want you all to see all of the people that write to me. So I'm keeping my inbox private right now, but I don't see it. I don't see it. And I didn't forward it to myself. But I wish I could have found that real quick because it sure was right there in my inbox. He was sitting on this woman's back. Somebody, Keita says she saw it. No, Lord. Edmean, send me a message real quick. Send me a message. I need to show you all what Brian. The pic was deleted. Did anybody save the pic? Oh my Lord, I need to see the pic. I need this. Somebody tell me somebody saved it. Oh my goodness, I gotta see this picture again because these are the type of men. Oh my goodness, man sitting on woman's back, titties. I gotta find this photo. Oh, they showing some things that I can't show on air. He had man boobs. Oh my goodness, somebody send me this picture, please. Please, I need this picture. I need this picture, please. Send it to me. Send it to me. Send it to me. Okay, let me put the word black in here. Black man sitting on woman's back, titties. Oh, it's not, can't find the photo. Oh my goodness. Oh, somebody send it to me. But for right now, I'm going to open up the phone lines and I want you all. Shula the comedian. Okay. Let me see if I can find that. Let me see if I can find that. Let me see. Schuler. I know his name is Schuler King. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Schuler King. Oh, let me see. Where is, here. Which post is it? Which post is it? I need to find this post. Where is it? Where? Because, he be putting up so many. Where is it? Where? Where is it? Which one? Which one is I need you all to tell me where it is. Wait, a coffin for people to sit up? Only black people. Only black people. Where is it, you all? I need to see where it is. Oh my God, not the child with finger waves. Lord have mercy, not the baby. Oh my goodness, why can I not find this? I can't find it, y'all. Where is it? Oh, you all, you know what? Somebody send it to me. Go to his page if you know which one it is. Go to his page and find it. Send it to me. All right. The phone lines are open. 323-488-3149. I want a woman who is able to take responsibility and for something that she may be currently going through or something that uh something that she wants to take responsibility for and is going to change the topic to herself and what it is that she's going to do differently so that she never has to face something like that ever again. Ever again. Ever again. All right. So phone lines are open. Here's the number going across the screen, 323-488-3149. I'm checking the apples. It looks like, oh my Lord. Let's see. Let's open this real quick. Let's see. All right. Let's see. So L sent $1 and says Brian Price needs a block party. You all want me to block him? If you all want me to block him, go ahead and put up the number 3. If you all want him to be blocked, put up the number 3. because we know that he's trolling. We know he's trolling. But people like him, sad, lonely people like him, they're only going to open up they're only going to use one of their other troll accounts to come through. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello again. This is Karina from New York.
Hey, Karina, we spoke last night, right? Welcome, welcome,
Yes, we
welcome.
did. Yes, we did.
Okay.
Okay. I'm a little nervous.
Oh,
Whew.
don't be nervous.
Um,
Don't be nervous.
whew. Okay. I can definitely say when I see red flags in a man, I run. I'm very much so single. I have never really been in no long-term relationship with a man because I don't want to be in a toxic situation.
Mhm.
Um, I'm a very nice, generous, loving person, and I hate to be taken advantage of, especially by men.
Mhm.
Um, I experienced some things when I was younger, and
Mhm.
a part of me takes responsibility for it because if I wouldn't have been in a surrounding of people that were, as my mom would call it, like derelicts, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
People who were doing negative things and not living with a positive mindset, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like,
Mhm.
ghetto,
Mhm.
I grew up in Jacksonville, Florida, so I was in a lot of bad situations when I was out there
Mm.
before I moved to New York. And I take responsibility for a lot of things that I did, but it took me a long time to like own up to it. But
Yeah,
at
so
the
this is
same time,
what this is for right now. We I don't this is not about blame. This is not about, how you did things differently in the past. This is about right now and the choice that you are making right now to say that you are going to choose a different way. And if you have the courage to say what it is that you allowed and what way you would choose differently.
I allowed somebody to take advantage of me. I allowed this man to take advantage of me.
In what way?
I also conceived. I conceived from this event. Okay,
Okay. When you
and
say you
because
allowed
of
him to
that
take
situation,
advantage of you, what do you mean take advantage of you?
like I
What
was,
does
I was sexually assaulted. I was sexually assaulted by a friend's family member when I was 22.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so and that event, I became pregnant from that event. Okay, my daughters are now 14,
Mm.
so I had two babies. Okay, so that situation has been like holding over my head for years. Like it took me a long time to even realize what actually happened. You
Yeah.
know, so I left Florida at like 7 months pregnant, going through like the worst time of my life. Okay, and dealing with him. I don't even like to deal with him, talk to him. He's not even a part of my daughter's life. Okay, it took a lot for me to even understand myself of what how did I put myself in a situation because I was a really
Well,
nice,
well, you know what?
naive young woman.
Let's talk about some of this because I don't want you to say that you allowed yourself to be sexually assaulted because the person who assaulted you, it is his fault. It is his doing. What were the what was the circumstance or the situation that could have been done differently that you have chosen to navigate in a different way?
From that situation, I don't think there could have been anything I've done differently. I try to, when I think about it and I talk to my therapist about it,
Mhm.
there's really nothing that I could have done because if I wouldn't have just stopped fighting with him, it would have became more violent because he was going to do it anyway. So I kind of just like took it instead of it becoming more violent.
Right.
So there was nothing I could do to stop it.
Right. What were the external circumstances into how you became alone with him in his presence, etc.? Because this is not about blame. This is about learning from how we navigated so that we can choose a different path of navigation.
Okay. Well, he was I guess he was out partying and drinking, so he was pretty intoxicated, and he called me saying that he needed somewhere to lay down and go to sleep because he had been drinking. And I kind of just let him in thinking that he was just going to go and lay down, and that's not what happened.
Okay.
So
So one
it
of the
just kind
things
of went.
so one of the things that you have learned is that there are times that men can use alcohol as a way to lower their inhibitions and then use their strength against a person. So for you and for any woman out there, please know that it is dangerous to allow an intoxicated man near you,
Absolutely.
especially in a vulnerable position. So remember,
Absolutely.
this is not about blame. This is about the learning lessons, because you didn't allow him to assault you. You were assaulted. You did allow yourself to give birth to the child, and so that was a choice, and you said that you struggled with that.
I did. I went through
What was
postpartum
it
pretty bad.
what was it that made you decide to go full term?
Honestly, I didn't really have no choice. I grew up being in Florida. The abortion laws at the time were pretty strict. Um, Florida is a Christian state, so even though the abortion is available, but the second term, after the second term, it was already outlawed in the early 2000s. So if
You said
basically if
that you
you didn't
left.
have the money, huh?
Uh-huh. You said you left
If
at 7 months to go to a different state. So you knew that in the state of Florida that that you couldn't get an abortion in the state of Florida, but in the state of Georgia, which is one state up, you could have an abortion. 14 years ago, you could have an abortion up until I don't know how many weeks, but so that was that a choice though, or was it not a choice?
it was not
Because
a choice. Nobody would help me. Nobody would help me. Nobody. I did not have the resources to do anything. I tried
you were
calling
not
family
working at
and
all.
everything. I wasn't. No, at this time I wasn't working. Um, I was going through a really rough patch. Like I had just lost my job. I had just lost my place, and I was staying with a friend. So I was going through a lot at this particular time. I even had just got arrested for driving on suspended license for my car because I couldn't pay off my tickets. So I was going through a very bad rough patch at this time when this happened to me. So the sources were very limited. I didn't have very much information to go on. I didn't have nobody supportive to give me this type of information to help me do anything. So by the time I even started getting like prenatal care, I was maybe like 23 weeks.
Okay. You know, I okay. Karima?
Yep.
Okay. And you said that you're in therapy, right?
Yes, I
However,
am.
I wonder though whether or not there's an opportunity to explore how much of going full term was in fact a choice. Because i- you were overwhelmed. You had just gone through a trauma, right? You didn't
Right.
have a job. You said that your license was suspended, and there were a lot of other things going on. Um, but at the very base of it, it was a choice. It wasn't an easy choice. It wasn't the ideal choice, but there was choice in that.
Right.
And there also was choice in not giving the baby up for adoption. There were a lot of choices that were made. In the United States, right?
Right.
There's so many options and opportunities to make money in so many different ways. And I don't want to minimize anybody's scope of what they feel is possible. But I want you to acknowledge the choice that existed in you deciding to go full term and to take ownership of the fact that this was something that you decided. At some point, you decided to go full term.
Yes, I did. Did. It was a very
When,
hard choice. I can say that. It was very
when,
hard.
when was it that you decided to go full term?
Um, I decided to go full term when I was about 20 weeks, 2022. Between those weeks, I decided to, just go ahead and keep them. I'm also a Christian woman, so I took it. I put my faith in his hands that he could take control over this situation. Um, I love my daughters very much. Okay,
Yeah.
and they were my last pregnancy. Um, I did not have any more children after them. I also have never married. Um, it's a struggle taking care of them. We've done some therapy amongst ourselves to help them understand what the ins and out of what happened, to us, because it's not just about me, it's about them too. Um, of course, he will never take ownership of what happened that night because he's still an alcoholic. I no longer live in Florida, so I'm very distant from him to keep for my sanity. But it's just a factor of things that have happened to a lot of us. I've heard a lot of other stories that sound just similar to mine, and it's pretty messed up. Um,
Yeah.
but a
Question,
lot of us,
question, question. So you say that you didn't
yes,
have the
ma'am,
money, that you wanted to terminate the pregnancy. This is what you're saying.
yes,
You
I did,
wanted to
yes,
terminate,
I
but you
did,
didn't have the money.
right.
And you said that 20 weeks in. So when did you first find out that you were with child?
Um, I would say within pretty
Okay.
fast.
Okay.
Because I was only sexually active with him in that time frame. Um, so once I figured out that my period didn't come on, I was like, shit. I took the pregnancy test; it was positive. So it was probably like 2 weeks later,
Okay.
like
And then so
very fast.
for 18 weeks, what was it that you did to try to earn $400 for a termination? Or even
Um,
or even 30
I
sixty
tried looking for
dollars
a job.
$60 for a bus
I
ticket
did.
to get to Georgia.
I tried looking for a job. I tried. I tried asking him for the money. He told me no. I called family. I tried to talk to friends, and there was not much I can do at that time.
Mm.
I called as many places as I can to find out how much it was, you know, to get information. This is before cell phones were, as, fast and, internet wise as it is today. We were still operating from a phone book back in those days in
I'm
Florida.
sorry,
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that high
14
tech.
years ago? What year was 14 years ago? Is that 2000 and what is that?
2008. 2008.
2008? Oh, when YouTube. Okay. Okay. Okay.
So things wasn't as like advanced with like, especially with like
Mhm.
cell phones. We didn't have everything at our hands unless you had like a computer around you with internet. So I didn't have those things around me. My the people that I were around, we lived pretty low income.
Question,
Like,
question. What was the reason that you decided not to have him arrested?
because who was gonna believe me?
You said that you and he were
Like,
fighting.
no, at this time of like life in 2008, you know, when you accuse somebody of rape, like unless you were beaten and you look crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like this, it's hard to get someone to believe you. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm.
I was around people that I thought were my friends at the time, and I was afraid. Like the person that I am today, I'm not the same person as I was
Mm.
when I was 22. I was very
Mhm.
shy. I was very like and like a introvert. You know what I'm saying? Just like keeping things to myself. You know, I just didn't think I had the strength enough to go through that process of dealing with all these
Mhm.
things and then dealing with his very large family that I knew personally before I even met him. Like I knew this person's
Mhm.
whole family before this happened.
Okay. I'm looking at the statute of
So,
limitations in the state of Florida. All right. The statute of limitations for capital R word in the state of Florida is, it says Florida statute of limitations. I'll put this on the screen. Florida statute of limitations for a civil sexual abuse case. In a civil case, the state the victim, how long the victim has to wait before filing a lawsuit to seek, oh, that's for compensation. It says 7 years after attaining a majority age, which is 8 years of the state of Florida, 4 years after abandoning or seizing. But that's for, is there any exception to the statute of limitations? A minor age 12 years or under. What should I do when faced with R or sexual battery? Yeah, so this is, I listen, I completely hear you. I hear you, and I'm sorry that you went through that. And we can only imagine that in the state of mind that you were in, that, and listen, and I encourage women to at least file the police report, like, because we don't know who else has filed a police report against this person. I encourage
right,
women to at least file a police report. Even if no one believes you, or if you're not believed, file a police report and just get it on the record, because they say that the average person assaults 16 people in their
mm,
lifetime. And so if people file reports, if we have the courage to come forward and do that, and check the statute of limitations in your area, because if even just to get it on record, because it's against the law to file a fake police report. So a police report
right,
is taken as at face value, because you risk yourself being, you know, um, held legally accountable if your police report is false. So they do take you at face value for your police report. But yeah, so what is the empowering statement that you can make about this entire situation, that is what you need to hear and say out loud to give you the empowering feeling that you need, Karima?
okay. Well, as the woman I've become today, I will want women to learn to respect themselves
This is not about
and
other women.
to,
This is about you and you
I,
alone. So really just only speak for yourself.
well, okay. Well, I definitely had to learn to respect myself more
Mhm.
and not to accept any type of treatment. Okay.
Mhm.
It's okay to speak up for yourself. It's
Mhm.
okay to say no.
Mhm.
And that's what I would
Okay.
have to say. Just
All
respect
right.
myself.
All right. Wonderful. And so, how did things change for you once you took on this new air of respecting yourself?
Um, I definitely could say that I don't let people just do whatever they want. I don't let people disrespect me or just treat me any old kind of way and think that they can get away with it. It's definitely, I've definitely become more vocal, especially when it comes to being intimate with someone,
Mhm.
you know, the do's and don'ts. And I'm very big on consensual. And if it's non consensual, I, it's a no. Like don't do it, you know, and
Mhm.
don't put yourself in situations where you're allowing yourself to get taken advantage of, because men, when they become on drugs or,
Mhm.
drinking and stuff like that, they tend to go full throttle and
Mm.
don't hear you.
Mhm.
So
Or
I
choose
definitely
not
have
to
taken
honor
myself out of
you.
a lot of
Yeah.
bad situations.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. And what can you say today about anything that you may presently need to take accountability for?
Um, just being responsible for myself and taking myself seriously.
Okay. Okay. I need
Definitely.
to I need to clear something up publicly. There was a study that was done on men who assault, and the average man who assaults goes on to assault 16 people. That was according to the study that I saw a few years ago. That the male assaults 16 people. That even though you feel alone, there are either you are early in his rampage or the middle of it or towards the end of it, but over the course, like some men assault more than, because they know the method on how to do it, and they
Right.
perfect it. Like there's some people out there who are sick, and like
Absolutely.
especially in cases where people are violently assaulting other people, this is not their first time. They know what they're doing is wrong. There's something in it that gives them some sort of kick. you know the capital R word is about power, it's not about intimacy. So these people go from person to person doing this, right? And
Absolutely.
there are some people here who are feeling triggered, right? And I understand if you feel triggered. This may not be the broadcast for you. And I understand that there's some people that feel triggered by the questions that I ask and exploring with people. And if my style is not one that resonates with you, this may not be the channel for you. Karima, how are you doing with the questions that I asked you today?
I'm absolutely fine. Once I learned how to take myself seriously and accept the things that have happened to me in my past and know that I had to grow strength from it, I'm fine. And of course, I've been through therapy and I understand that I'm not the only one that goes through things in life,
Mhm.
and life happens. And sometimes
Yeah.
you got to take it for what it is.
Yeah. All right, my dear. Well, thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate your bravery. Thank you for sharing your story. There are many women
Thank
out there
you
who
so
have been
much.
helped by, if you found her story helpful, please put up the number 4 in the comments area before. If hearing this dialogue was helpful for you, put up the number 5. So we have 4 and 5. So you can put those up together. Thank you so much, Karima. You have a good rest of your day.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. All right. The phone lines are open, right? The phone lines are open. 323-488-3149. You can call in, and if you have the courage to speak up out loud about a thing or things that you want to speak out loud about taking accountability for, and and what it is that you are going to choose differently going forward. If you have that type of courage, by all means, I encourage you to call in. The telephone number is 323-488-3149. 323-488-3149. And don't be afraid. And Brian, if you want to get on the line with Tonya, by all means, call in. Stop playing your games. Call in. Let me sink my teeth into you. All right. So let's see. Did anybody send me the image? Let me go into my Instagram and see whether or not I received that. I'm so mad they deleted that from the internet. It's like you never really know. Mm-mm-mm. Let me go to Tanya TKO on IG and see. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Oh my goodness. Mimi is telling me the pic was deleted. This is too much. But they said that Shyler King had it, that he did a video. Ah, well. And so there's someone that says this women bringing black women down. If there's any black woman that feels like she's being brought down on this channel, please put up the number 6. If you feel like you are being lifted up, put up the number 7. All right, I'll put the chat here so that we can see what it is, right? All right, so the telephone number is 323-488-3149. I want to see your vote. Remember, 6 if you're being brought down, 7 if you feel like you are being lifted up. Let's see what those numbers are. And then there's a little bit of a delay between when I say it and when people hear it through the broadcast. So just give that a few moments for that to start coming up. And then remember, all right, there are the numbers coming in right there. I'm seeing 7, 7, 7, 7, 7s. All right, there you have it. The people have voted. The people have voted. All right. You see, it's coming in. I'm going to continue to allow those to come in. Exactly. Thank you all so very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Actions speak louder than words. There we go. All right. So here is the phone number right here, 323-488-3149. I'm going to take one more phone call, and then we'll go from there. Take one more phone call. Notice how the phone lines are wide open, but a person like Brian Price doesn't have the courage to call in. Notice. And Jan Ash is saying fair enough. The thing about it is that everybody is not going to be everybody else's style. If there's a different person's style that you resonate with, please go there. Stop trying to force people to be who you want them to be. The women who get me, get me. The men who get me, get me. I don't expect everybody to. And please stop feeling entitled to everybody being how you want them to be. Go where your tribe is. My knockouts are here. My knockouts are here. You can send me a message at TonyaTKO.com, click on contact, and you can send me a message. I'll respond back to you, and then you can attach. You can send a link through there, but you can't do any attachments off the bat, but I'll respond back to you. Phone lines are open. This is the number going across the screen. 323-488-3149. I too have had to learn. I once had a guy come over. This was when I was younger. He came over and he brought like a bottle of Alizé and Hennessy, and I don't drink with people I don't really know that well. I don't drink with people whom I want to maintain control around. And so I allowed him to drink. I was like, well, I don't care if you drink. And when he drank, he became aggressive, which ended with the night with him getting the shit slapped out of him and his clothes thrown out the damn door. Yeah. You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Oh, my name is, and I'm calling from California.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
It's Angie, and I'm calling from California.
Hi, Angie from California. Welcome. So talk to us about something that you are currently going to proclaim your accountability over and speak about the choice that you're going to choose differently.
Now it's about being, let's see, I'm sorry. Growing up, I had a family member abuse me. Mm-hmm. And I had other family members basically make me be loyal, be a part of the family, participate. And mm-hmm. as I got older, I started getting in relationships where I would basically stay with people who were abusing me and disloyal. Mm-hmm. And now I take accountability for the fact that if you don't treat me well, you abuse me or any of that other stuff, I won't be with you. You have to earn my respect.
Okay.
You have to treat me right.
All right. Okay. So what are some of, for your particular background, what are the ways in which you see the red flags. What are the red flags that you see plainly and will make a different choice to avert?
It's mostly to stop living in illusions. I think because I was married.
Mm-hmm.
When I got married, I saw all the red flags, and it was me more or less living in the illusion of
What were
what
some of the
I
red
wanted things to
flags?
be.
What were some of the red flags?
Well, he was exactly like my father.
Mm,
He was a drug addict. I pretended that he wasn't.
mm-hmm.
Um, he was lazy. He was everything that you would say, why are you with this person? I basically was doing everything. I was working. I even helped take care of his family members.
Mm,
And it just got to the point where I realized that I wasn't taking care of myself, and I was loving and nurturing somebody who didn't return any of that. And in
mm,
my mind, I thought I was in a great relationship because I had a man.
mm, mm.
So now it's more or less just I see me. I see what's in front of me. I don't live in illusions.
Okay. 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 And so, have you gotten any type of therapy to be able to deal with, this betrayal, this assault, as well as the betrayal of your family members?
Yeah, I've been in therapy for a while. It took
Mm-hmm.
me literally I had to X out pretty much everybody in my life, including my parents. I
Mm,
had to really start over with just me. And it was
mm,
lonely, but I'm at a healthier point in my life now where I can walk away from people who do not treat me well.
mm,
And I think that having accountability for the fact that, maybe you might feel alone a little bit, but you deserve niceness, you deserve respect,
mm, mm-hmm,
you
mm-hmm.
deserve people, if you give them loyalty, that they give it back.
Okay. Okay. So, what are some of the early warning signs that you can identify that a person is addicted to drugs?
He would take things. Um, he would disappear. It was a lot
What
of
do you mean
lying. It
take
was
things?
lying
Steal?
about little. I'm sorry.
What do you mean take things? Steal?
Yeah, like, well, he was addicted to pain pills. Like, I had a prescription in my medicine cabinet because I had a roommate at the time, and I
Okay.
started noticing that they were disappearing. And I thought, because neither one of us really took it. It was just sitting there, and
Yeah.
they were disappearing.
Oh man.
And I kind of was like, but I blew it off.
Okay.
So it was just like little things like that. It was like he never had any money. It just
Mm.
lying about small stuff. It was just
Okay.
more or less, I think I was just living in an illusion of what
Okay.
I thought it
So
was.
now when a person lies to you, what is your
Oh, I'm out
response?
the door. I'm out the
Okay.
door. I don't, if you're going to lie about something small, I know you're going to lie about big things.
Okay. And when things start turning up missing around you, what is your response?
I don't question that maybe I'm crazy, that I
Mm.
know for a fact that they took it because I didn't take it.
Mm. Okay.
So, yeah, I
Okay.
used to talk myself out of it, like, you don't want to accuse somebody, and no, I
Right.
don't do that anymore. I don't pretend.
Right. 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 And give me one more thing.
Um, about the red flags.
Yeah, a thing that may be an
Um,
early warning sign that you recognize and you choose a different choice.
um, it was more or less. I'd say one of the things is he would tell me he didn't like something, but then I would see him do it. Like he was like, "Oh, my family is toxic," but then he would always want to be around them. It was
Mm,
just he never was consistent.
got you. Got
You know
you.
what
Mm,
I mean?
mm,
Is
mm.
everything he said he didn't like, he really liked. It was nothing was consistent.
Okay. So now when you see a person being inconsistent, what choice do you make?
Oh, I just go the other way. I like I said, I'm at the point in my life where I'm okay with just being with me.
Got you. Got you. Perfect. You know what, Angie? Thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate your point of view.
Thank you.
All right. Bye bye. All right. I'm going to take one more call. The phone lines are open, and I'm going to check the email. I'm going to check my email address for the picture of Brian with his man boobs. Okay. I'm getting it up, pulled up now. I'm getting pulled up now. Okay. All right. Okay. I found it. I found it. I found it. I found it. Let me grab this call real quick. Let me grab the call. You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hi, Tonya. My name is Melissa. I'm calling from Boston.
Hey, we have Melissa calling in from Boston. All right, Melissa. So let's hear your declaration.
Oh man, I am so nervous. So um, the main thing that I've really been through, I won't say it is as bad as the video that we watched, but I did go through like a toxic relationship, and I was like emotionally abusive. There wasn't
Mm-hmm.
any physical abuse, so I
Mm-hmm.
would spent the time really confused, as to what was going on and if I was really in a bad situation because there was no physical abuse. So
Right.
I spent a lot of time trying to reconcile what was going on. Well, or I guess trying to explain it away, like
Mm.
um, I'm not in this type of situation, so it's probably not that bad.
Right.
And I'm all shaky because I'm just really nervous, and
No, don't be nervous. Breathe in
but
deep and breathe out. Come on.
so
No, breathe
I
with
wanted to
me. Wait,
call.
wait. Breathe with me. Breathe in
Yeah. Okay.
and exhale. One more
Thank
time
you. Okay.
and exhale. Okay. Do you feel better?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Tell us your name one more time.
Melissa.
Melissa. Okay, perfect. So go ahead,
hmm
Melissa.
So I wanted to call, and I watch you a lot. I never really call. I'm in the
Mm-hmm.
comments sometimes, but I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to call because the way that you were speaking about this situation, being realistic about being accountable is exactly what I needed at the time. And it took one person I was explaining my situation to say to me, why did you deal with that? Why did you stay through that? Um, that helped break me out of the pattern, and you know, still putting up with it and still making the excuses for it. Um, so I needed to hear that, even as upset as I was.
Mm-hmm.
I was upset as some of the people in the comments saying that this is not being said the right way or it's not empathetic, things like that. I needed to hear that,
Mm-hmm.
and that made me take a step back and say, you know what, because I had a point where I was blaming myself for everything in the relationship, but it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same as taking accountability. It was again, me making excuses, trying to change myself to try and avoid the conflicts that were going on.
Mm-hmm.
um but once I said, why did I get in this relationship? Why did I put up with
Yeah.
being spoken to any kind of way, being pretty much like emotionally neglected, being
Mm.
put through ups and downs, ignored,
Yeah.
and all these other things, being cheated on. I had to say, what am I doing? Why didn't I say,
And what
I
did you
don't
come
like this,
up with
like
when
I
you
need to
asked
be done
yourself
with
the
this.
question?
So I learned, I'm a science person, so I did research, and I was looking up different things with, personalities and things like that. I learned about codependency,
Mm,
being codependent, and I learned where that could stem from. And I learned
mm,
that some of my behaviors, I was, reliving what I went through in my childhood, not
mm,
being able to question certain things that I wasn't okay with, or, not
mhm,
being able to set up my own boundaries.
mm.
And so it took learning about what boundaries are, because
Yes,
I didn't have that.
yes.
And so I learned what boundaries are and what it looks like when people don't like boundaries, or
Oh,
what to
yes,
look out for,
yes.
because sometimes it doesn't always come through as
So what
aggressive
did you learn to look
people.
out for?
Um, so I learned that there's different ways that people try and cross your boundaries, that it's not just forceful. It can be manipulation. It can be people using your emotions and
Give
using
us an
somebody
example
like.
because right now there's a person
Hmm.
who is experiencing or witnessing some behavior and they do not know
Hmm.
what to look out for. So if you can give us three specific examples, that could be very helpful for people.
Um, okay, I have to think. So I know that there is, like, if a person is sometimes they come to you with a sad story.
Mm,
Um, they use the fact that you're like a caregiver, you want to
mm,
help people.
mhm.
They might, so if something is wrong or they do something wrong, they'll go back to that story. Well, I had this, I went through this, and this is why I'm a certain way. And they
Yeah,
won't accept their, they have whatever behavior they're questioning
yeah,
or you're questioning, and they try and get some kind of empathy out to change your view on the situation.
yeah, yeah. So,
Um,
give us an example. I mean, I have an example of a person who I believe was physically abusive, but I don't know because
mhm,
our relationship did not progress to that point because I saw some red flags that
mhm,
I wasn't comfortable with. But he said that it was summertime. His ex what used to live there with him. She doesn't live there anymore. He was giving her
mhm,
money to pay the electricity bill, and the electricity got cut off. It's the summertime, and him and his daughter were in there baking in the summer heat.
mhm.
They bring their children into it. Because they know
Yeah,
that you
they
got a
do.
soft spot for the babies. But that is an
Mhm.
example in my, because listen, I don't give people money they don't work for, because I always got some
Right.
jobs that you could do. And the moment that you start giving, you put some Excel spreadsheets in a person's hands or start telling them how they can earn the money, give them a broom or something, then all of a sudden
Mhm.
they like, why can't you just give me the money? And you like, ho, ho,
That.
ho, you know? So
Yep.
I learned the hard way that when people ask for money, give them a job. They don't want to, they stop
Mhm.
asking. They don't ask no more. I don't know why.
That's
They just
true.
don't ask. And one way that I have found to really alleviate myself is when these people are being this way, you give them a job and I have found 9 times out of 10 they don't do the job. They don't want the job.
Mhm.
There's a reason why they financial predicament. But so this is your time though, Melissa. So give us an
Mhm.
example.
So there's I'm trying to think. So you will have sometimes something small, like I'll give something really simple, like you have somebody that you're dating and you say, okay, you can come visit me, but I want you to leave at a certain time. And an example of, that's your boundary, or, you may not even know that that's a whole, like a boundary. It's just that you want to go to bed at a certain time. There's
now the time has
somebody
come. It's 10 p.m. or whatever time that you then set. And now the time has come. And then what's happening?
So they might do different things. They might bring something up to talk about. They might start an argument about something. And then you look up and it's much later. And
they bring something up like what? They be like, oh, them Pop-Tarts really, they I don't know how they get the filling in those Pop-Tarts. What are they bringing up?
They can bring up anything, like even if you're saying, they could be where they know it's like 9:45. You said 10 o'clock. They say it's 9:45, and then they find something that you say in your conversation. You were talking. They say, you know what? I don't like that you said that, and they start a whole argument.
Okay,
And sometimes
you
they
have
will do that just to
so
extend the time.
to extend it to
You
do
go through
what?
the
Are they trying to kill time until they get to go to the club later? What they stalling for?
I don't know why they're stalling, but it's something you said that you didn't want them to be there after that time, and
Okay, so they're
they
just
want to.
crossing the boundary. And
They
so
just
what?
want to. They just want to do that, and sometimes it's little things that they do, and then when it gets to the, like you're saying, that's the boundary, and then they get over that boundary. Sometimes that's how they test you to see if you will accept their behaviors and bigger situations.
Okay, so you have learned that if a person is willing to cross a small boundary, that they would be willing to use that as a barometer for crossing larger boundaries. So talk to us when it's 9:45, and I'm like, Melissa, them Pop Tarts, they they really they use a machine. It's little elves. It's not the elves. It's a machine. And you like, what are you gonna say? It's 9:45 now. It's time for the person to go. And they talking about Pop Tarts.
We can talk about these Pop Tarts tomorrow. But you gotta go.
Oh man, it's a long drive. You invited me all the way over here. You really gonna be like this? I'm tired.
You took the drive knowing that I said this time, so you have to go.
Damn, that's cold blooded. My mother used to do me like this. I got my night off from the baby. I got the babysitter. You putting me out this early? The moon ain't even up yet, Melly. Come on, Mel Mel. You want a little, don't you want a little wine? A little pop a little bubblies.
Like, no, you have to go.
You sound like you
You'll
folding,
be
Melissa.
okay.
What's going on?
Huh?
You sound like you folding. Let me order a pizza.
No.
You know you like that Papa John's.
Oh no.
Chinese food. I know a perfect restaurant, girl. It'll be delivered in
You can go
45
get some
minutes.
on the way. Go get some on the way home.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. So if you hear that, everyone, people who are willing to cross the small boundaries, that is a warning sign that they may not respect boundaries, period. You know?
Mhm.
All right. Thank you so much for calling. And I'm going to grab this last phone call. It was a pleasure having you.
All
Okay.
right.
All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you
All
for
right.
having me.
All
All
right.
right.
Bye
Bye.
bye. You're on air live with Tanya. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, Tonya. This is Edna. How are you?
Hey, Edna. How are you doing? Now, that is a mature name. You went through your whole life with the name Edna. So people called you Edna as a little girl.
No, I'm going to be honest. That's a play off of my real name. My real name is too
Oh,
unique for me to use.
okay. I
People would
got
know.
you.
Yeah.
Because I can't imagine
Yeah, my
seeing
mom's
some
very
baby and be
creative.
like, hey, Edna. I'd be like,
Yeah.
oh my. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but no, everyone has told me I'm an old soul. Yeah, so I still
Okay,
get
I
that
bet.
even though I'm like 35.
I
But
got you. Hmm.
I just want to really come in and thank you um for having this show and really kind of like posing those hard questions in the situations the way that you did, because we have to do that, and it's not about victim blaming. Because I do that with myself. Every time I go through something, I'm like, I can't believe that person did that to me, blah, blah, blah. I take a step back and I'm like, you know what? I'm valid in my feelings, but at the same time, what did I do um, to facilitate, the situation?
Yeah, so
And it's
let's
only
talk
served.
about that. Edna, let's talk about it. So, what is it that
I
you are
know.
currently needing to take accountability for and choose a different path?
So right now, I think I've done uh pretty good of, when situations have arisen to not um to not fall too hard, like if I stumble and coming across violent people or what have you. um an example when it comes to like dealing with a man. I came across a neighbor in my building that seemed cool. He did some live streaming and I caught his stream, and I saw his apartment looked a mess, and I was like, hey, can I help you?
You
And he
help.
was like, are you
Didn't you hear the
serious?
show last night?
And
Women are slapping men up for filthy apartments. You. All right, I'm
I
sorry.
know this is why I am working on myself. That's why.
One
And but
man
that
called
and
in
but part
last
of it.
night. He said the woman got violent when she saw the filth, started slapping him left and right across his face. All right, I'm
Well, I think
sorry.
it's because I knew him as a neighbor. It's just like
Okay.
a guy around the
Hmm.
building first. Like I
Okay.
know where he works, whatever. So I know him on a human level, not as a potential romantic partner or
Hmm.
anything.
Okay.
And
Okay.
and I didn't
Hmm.
go over there. I didn't offer in that regard either.
Well, let's
Um.
hear. Let's hear.
So
Let's hear. Go ahead. Sorry. He
oh
was
no,
live
what? I'm so
streaming. He was live streaming in a filthy place, and you said,
well. He had a baby crib, and I know it
"See,
sounds
that's how they
ridiculous.
get
Oh my
you.
god.
They get you with the
That's why
babies."
I'm not using my real name. Okay,
Telling
so
me his child was
so long
frying in a
story
no AC apartment. That's how they get you, girl. Go ahead. So you saw the baby crib. Mm-hmm.
So long story short, I go over. I'm helping them out. We're vibing, and it's going good. We're making headway, and I'm like, okay, I'm getting hungry. I think it's just time for a break. And I was like, if you want, I can come back because I had like the morning free. So I was like, hey, I can go help out for a couple hours. Or like maybe like 3 or 4 hours. So we had worked out for like an hour and a half, take a break, come back. So when I came back, it was like the energy has shifted. And I don't know if he like got some bad news or whatever, but he kind of like stepped away. And it's hard to describe other than the energy shifted, and he just felt distant. And I was like, ooh, like I'm a vibe person. So when I felt that vibe off, I was just kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna go. I think we're good. And I've been good ever since, and it's not bad, like I'm, any, like I think he's a terrible person, whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
who knows what could have happened. I'm in this man's apartment by myself. I did let a friend know, that I was over there and everything, but Yeah, that only helps when I don't show up for a couple hours, right? So, yeah.
So, what is your lesson from all of this?
My takeaway is to like I'm proud of myself for listening. Like even though maybe I shouldn't even like have been there in the first place, offering to go help a strange man. That once I felt that shift of energy, once I got that first red flag, I didn't wait for a second or any kind of confirmation. I just believed my gut and and went off for
Mm,
there.
this is wonderful. So you listen
Mhm.
to the voice inside.
Because
So,
when you were talking about sorry,
mhm.
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, because it just reminded me when I first went off to school, I was like chatting with this older woman in like a online room, just some generic kind of fun online room. And I was like, yeah, I'm in school, blah, blah, blah. Some friends are kind of come over and she was like, oh, any guy friends coming to your bedroom, your dorm room? And I was like, yeah, of course, everybody hangs out in everybody's room. And she was like, why would you need to be in your room with a guy? Like, is he gonna be sitting on your bed? I'm like, well, what else are we gonna be sitting? Because you have like a bed and one, and through those questions and her talking to me, she was like, don't you have common areas? Don't you have this? There's no reason why you need to be, you put yourself in certain situations. Like that's planted the seed to always make sure that when I'm having those type of interactions, that I don't inadvertently put myself in vulnerable situations.
Yeah.
And I think that's how, yeah. So I just wanted to offer that too.
So I'm curious. I'm curious. I'm curious. How much? So you were cleaning for an hour and a half, and there was still an hour and a half left of cleaning to do.
It was really bad. That's why I offered. Because I was like,
When you say bad,
because
how
it's like
bad was
obvious.
it? We talking about pizza boxes?
No, it was like, when you move in and so no, it wasn't like complete filth. It was just that he had just changed apartments and so everything was all over the place. And when he mentioned having a small child, because I seen him walking around the building, so I know he has a very small child. I'm like, that's a hazard for a small child to be in that apartment with, random
Mhm.
stuff everywhere. So that's why.
And this person was handsome.
Uh, I've called in under a different name before, but I'm actually asexual. And like kind of
Oh,
aromantic. I'm not sure. So, like, I'm really not interested in a man.
okay, okay.
hmm
So
But I want a life partner. I'm not sure what I feel comfortable with. I haven't really explored all that kind of stuff. So, and I don't want to put myself in situations where signals are crossed and it is, something, potential. So I want to feel comfortable around
yeah,
men and all that kind of stuff
see,
too.
my question though, and see, this is one of the things I had to come to terms with myself, right? Um,
hmm
if you know that you're asexual and you know that you want a partner, then how are you going about getting what it is that you want? You know what I mean? Because it's like if you're looking for hair gel, you're not going to go to the sneaker store. You know what I mean? Is there a particular reason
Exactly.
that you're not hitting
And that's
up
what I'm
asexual communities to be able to find a person who is also asexual so that you all can sit around
they're
drinking hot
weird,
cacao
Tanya.
together?
So
What do you mean they're weird? Hold the hell up. No, you
because
ain't
they're
calling asexual
asexual.
people weird. I said, what are we
No, I
hearing right
mean
now?
because you're gaslit your whole life to like, oh, if you're not asexual then you're not, or if you're asexual, or if you're not asexual, you're just not comfortable with your body, or you're just not this, or you're just this or that or whatever. And it's like, please don't, you know what I mean? And you don't want to get into that. Like, I went into queer communities and I had lesbian women telling me that I just wasn't out yet, or you know what I mean, stuff like that.
Listen, listen. Come on, Edna.
Mm-hmm.
stop with these excuses. You need to take accountability for yourself right now, here and now on this call. And the fact
Okay.
that you are not honoring yourself and your proclaimed asexuality. You dating is not easy out here for anybody. So there's going to be misfits, but you're looking for excuses for why you should run away from searching in the right pond. When you go to the sneaker store, every sneaker is not going to be the right sneaker for you. They sell slides. I just went to the doggone athletic store. They sell foot slides in there. Why are you going to be in the foot slide section? Why are you in the sneaker store anyway? Come on.
Well,
Everything
and
is
that's what
not
I'm
going to
still
be
trying to
for
figure out
you.
because
You
I
need to honor
am
yourself.
attracted to men.
You listen, I have an associate who is an asexual male. And
Mhm.
I questioned him and I asked him all of these different types of questions. And so I understand a little bit about the asexual community. I don't know much because
Okay.
my Frenchie down there got a little mind of its own. But for the people who don't feel those tribulations down there like the rest of us, you know, I want you to be able to honor yourself. It's like if you're not honoring
Hold on.
yourself,
Wait, I want to say someone asked what is asexuality. For me, it's I don't feel sexual attraction to another human being. So it's like if you're straight, you're sexually attracted to the opposite sex. I'm not sexually attracted to anybody. Like when I was younger, I kind of like I understand sex as a concept. Like my mom, explained,
girl,
the birds and bees and all that biology. But I was like, yeah, but I'm not gonna really be doing it though, right? Like,
listen, girl,
I don't.
you said you're not attracted to another human being. You need to clarify in this age of 2022. You need to let us know you're
Oh,
not
I
feeling
mean,
the
any no,
palpitations
I have
down there, period,
or
because
any or anything, not regardless of age or whatever. And like I don't have any kinky fetishes or anything like that.
okay, because you said not another human. There's a lot of things out there that ain't human. There's all different types of stuff.
No, no, sorry, no.
As long as we don't find out you in the mortuary.
Trigger warning.
All right, girl. Listen, I
No,
only said one word, okay? But listen, we got to be specific. So you do not feel feelings of sexual arousal, period.
I so okay, like I menstruate, like I have a cycle. So, I'll have those feelings where I'm like, oh, I feel some kind of way. Like I feel like I'm extra agitated or I'm extra whatever. Like it comes like that where I'm like, oh, it's that time of the month.
So you ovulate and then you feel a little fibrillations down there, but you just
Yeah,
grab your
that's the only time.
the little flower vibrator, or you
You
don't even do
know what
that.
you do?
What? I'm trying
You're doing
what?
too much. But I will
Do
say that
you?
when it
I
comes
need
that
to
time, I scratch
hold.
that itch. But
Oh, you
it's
you do
literally
scratch the
like
itch.
I take a shower every day or whatever. It's just like a bodily function. It's not a whatever.
You scratch the itch, but you don't want anybody else helping you scratch.
I'm not attracted to anybody else to scratch it. Like I don't. That's what I'm saying. Like that attraction. Like oh my. It's like almost traumatic just thinking about it. Like I remember I met this guy and we were vibing. It was a real. I thought we were gonna be like friends, and then maybe I used that word one too many times. And he was like, but I'm also interested in a sexual aspect to a relationship with you or physical. And I was just like, oh, and for me, it's kind of one of those things where it's like maybe I would be open to it if I had a connection with somebody. Like I'm not opposed to it, but it's just not something that I ever. I don't know. It's
Are you
just not
telling us
an
that at
attraction.
35 you're still a virgin? Wait,
I
are you
am.
35?
I am. Do you know me? Do
No,
you
because I
remember
thought
me rather? I've called
I
before.
listen. I remember you because I played D'Angelo for you. You said you felt nothing from that song. How does it feel? You said
Yeah, because
nothing
I used
happened.
to be out in California. Yeah.
I my asexual homie is in Cali.
Well, I'm not there anymore, but I would like to go back.
I mean, would you like me to connect you to?
Yeah, that would be cool.
Hit me up on my website.
But
Send
what?
me a message. What?
But listen, Tanya, when I like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I've explored these things. Like, I've seen people say that I need to be in therapy. I've gone through that process
You
of not
averting
even.
from my topic right now. I'm asking if you want me to connect somebody. You talking about some damn comments. Do you want me to connect you too? You know I'm
Okay.
a certified matchmaker now.
Okay. Yeah.
So you don't care what he looks like
um.
then.
I don't. That's the thing where I'm.
Exactly. So
You know
you
what? I'm
could
gonna say.
oh wait, now what? I heard a you
I don't
sound.
know. Yeah. Okay. You got me. I don't know. I don't think I'm ready. To be honest, I don't think I'm ready.
What the fuck? What you talking about now, Edna?
I
What you
know.
mean? So
All
you
right.
don't
Well,
want me
Tanya,
to
you are
introduce
so
you
wonderful.
to
I love you so much.
you ain't getting off this goddamn phone because I promise you I will call you back until you answer again. You better stay here with me right
Okay.
now.
Okay. I'm gonna be serious. Okay.
You do not want me to introduce you to another eligible. You know he's eligible because he's asexual.
Right. I know. It's you know what, and it's so it's.
What?
I know. It's because it's what I
What's the
want,
mm-hmm.
and I it's I don't know. It's just one of those
What?
things
What do
where
you
it's kind of
want?
scary because I like I want somebody to share my life with.
Mm-hmm.
I just like when you're living, when you're cooking, when you're just doing
Yeah.
the mundane day to day life stuff with. That's all I care about. And it's like
Right.
like when I'm into my stupid like I'm so into Bitcoin right now and whatever, and I want
Mm-hmm.
somebody when I like sell in the profit to be like, hey, I did it. That's
Yeah.
all.
And he loves black women too.
I am a black woman.
Yeah,
I'm a
he's
feminine
white.
black woman too. I'm
He's
not.
white. So
Yeah.
you don't mind dating interracially, right?
No, I don't.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. When you see a person's face, are you able to distinguish their facial features? Because you know that's another thing, right?
What do you mean?
There are
I
people who
mean, yes,
cannot
like a
distinguish
nose from an
people's
eye.
facial features. They do not, they can see you
Oh,
and not recognize you ever because everybody's face just looks like, so they don't really see facial features, but you see facial features. You just don't
oh,
find them
I do.
handsome.
Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, yeah, I could.
Okay. Okay. So
Somebody said I need Zane. I've read those books. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Zane's book of
I
whack.
don't. I
You don't need that. You don't need that. You don't need that.
no,
What you
not now.
need
I'm just saying. Like,
what
I've
you
come
need
across
is
different things. It's not something I'm
you
into,
need
but
you being chaotic right now.
I
Calm
okay.
yourself.
The comments are making me nervous. This is
You
this
don't
is
have to
my
look at the
line of
comments.
life.
Nobody is telling you to look at them. I am telling
I
you,
know.
write
Okay.
to me. I will connect you with my asexual homie.
Okay.
What is it that you're afraid
Yes.
of?
Thank you.
And listen, I've hung out with him many
Um.
times, and it was actually very
Mhm.
refreshing because there was never any hand on my shoulder in the middle of the night. There was nobody breathing on my. He's very accommodating, very sweet, very giving, but he has no
Mhm.
desire to
I
smear his balls on anyone.
Yeah, and that's all I want. And that's the thing where I think I've always kind of had my guard up because I know that's like a given. So it's it's kind
It's
of
not
like
a
I don't know. It
given. This is
doesn't
what
feel
I'm saying.
real.
I don't know why you're
I
looking for hair gel
know.
in the shoe store.
I
Go to the hair gel store. Go be
uh,
among your people, the asexuals.
mhm. Yep.
Not
I
lesbians.
hear you.
Would you be with a woman?
No.
Oh, but why not? If she's asexual and
I
you're
cuz I'm
asexual, you
feminine.
both could talk
Like
about
I'm
Bitcoin
nurturing, like I'm a
together.
Cancer. Huh?
So you want to hug up on somebody, but just not jump on their
No, I
body.
don't like to be touched. But I want somebody like it's just the vibes. Like I want to be the giving energy and I want him to be like maybe I don't know. It's hard to describe because that's very stereotypical because it's not like because he would be giving too if he's the provider or whatever. Cuz so I don't know. It's hard to describe, but I just like a feminine woman like I don't know, like I like that energy. So I want masculine energy. So, unless that woman was very masculine, it's not, it doesn't feel comfortable. I mean, I do have masculine energy women friends, but it's not, well, and then I've had situations where we haven't been friends because they thought it was something it wasn't. But
What do you mean they thought it
yeah.
was something it wasn't? Was you breathing on their neck?
No, but
What did they think it
so
was?
okay, so I'm asexual, but I'm also neurodivergent. I think I am. I'm not diagnosed, so I think I might be like a little autistic or something. So
Okay.
I don't always get social cues. And I clicked with this girl at work, like she's a coworker, and I thought, oh, we're just gonna hang out and watch a movie, cook and eat. I think she thought it was like a dinner date, and I thought we were just like girlfriends hanging out after work.
And then what happened? Did she pull her
Nothing.
breast
She just
out?
she. Oh well, I mean, I got a little nervous because she was like, "Oh, why can't straight girls and lesbians be friends?" And I'm like, "We can." And I guess she was like, "Oh, we can," and I was like, guess we can't." So I this was before the pandemic, so I kind of ghosted her. And by the time I was kind of like, "Hey, sorry for ghosting you," she was kind of like, "I hate your guts." So she just ignored me.
Oh, so you said she thought it was something that it wasn't. What did she think it was that it wasn't?
I don't know because I'm not dating. So I don't know, like I'm like, "Oh, was this a date or this is I thought it was like a friendship thing." And it's like, what's the romantic component from when I'm going out with my girlfriend and when I'm supposedly going out with a romantic partner?
Okay, well, listen.
And that's
Send me a message right now on my website. I'm gonna hold you on the line till you do it because I'm gonna connect you with my asexual pal. Maybe he can advise you in ways that I can't. Okay, I'm waiting for you to
okay.
send me a message. I'm waiting.
I hear you. I know I'm a listener, so I'm going to the website now. I'm just nervous.
TanyaTokeo.com.
So I'm
Click
just,
on contact.
yeah.
Don't be nervous. The thing is that if you want something, you've got to
Mhm.
take the steps to have that make your life a breeding ground or something easy for that to come into your life.
Right. I hear you. And I know. So that's why I'm like, don't be stupid and not take this event. Take this
Exactly. And
opportunity.
my friend, well, he's my associate. He is an amazing person. He's very giving. But when we talk about masculine energy, I mean, he's a man, but he doesn't have the typical, you know, what we would consider masculine energy because
And
a
see,
lot
I
of
don't know what that really even means because
exactly.
that's all our social life. And that's part of me not wanting to like jump into whatever because it's like, what am I jumping in saying I want if I don't even know what it is?
Well, you know
So
what? You just have to take your time and you just have to explore. Life comes with the need to experiment.
right.
You've got to figure out what it is that you want. And remember, I opened up and was very vulnerable in the beginning of this broadcast and in saying that it took for me to realize that I liked certain things, but I only liked for them to go to a certain point. I thought certain things felt good, but there were other things that I did not want. And I had to have the confidence and the self-love to be able to express that and to have my boundaries firmly adhered to.
And I hear you. Like I said, I haven't had any experience like that,
Okay.
but like I've spoken to, I've heard other stories and I've watched documentaries and things, and that's why I really wanted to thank you because I know, or I can just imagine how hard that is for you who have experienced that to also push those questions, because yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. So anyway,
I got
and
your
yeah.
email, so I'm going to reply back to you with your phone number because I'm going to
Okay.
connect you all. And so I'm going to send him a message and if at the very least, you all can be friends and then maybe he can advise you because he navigates and he does have intercourse if the person wants it, but he has no desire
Hmm.
to go for intercourse. He has no desire, but
I
if
want
he's
to
with a
say
mhm,
Beauty is talking about this, that we're completely off topic. This isn't off topic because this is about taking accountability. Like, if I want to find a life partner and I'm putting myself in situations that are not conducted to me finding a healthy life
conducive.
partner,
Yeah,
that's
so
what
why
this
don't why don't
conversation
why
is
don't we
about.
why don't we do this? Listen, she is the last caller. I took this call as the last call. So if there's anybody who's waiting for me to go to the next call or they don't understand why we're having this call, you had the opportunity to call in. Take accountability for the fact that you did not. Stop sitting back waiting for people to entertain you in exactly the way that you want to be entertained. This is a woman on the line who is called in for help, and we are helping her right now. This is her time. If you wanted time, Beauty or whoever else is in the comments, by all means, by all means. Anyway, so Edna, I have your information. I just replied back to you. I am going to connect you to, and if at the very least, he can just advise you on how to navigate through this world. Maybe he knows about communities that you can explore to be able to meet like-minded people, if you know what I mean. Okay?
Exactly. That's perfect. And I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having the courage to come forward and truly admit out loud what it is that you are really, truly willing to do and what changes you're willing to make. It was very courageous of you to send me an email. I will keep your information private, except to send to this young man that I know who is also asexual. Is it okay if I give him your phone number?
Yes.
And what
Yeah.
about your
So I
email
think,
address?
yeah, it's 573.
Hey, we are live on the air.
No, I know. That's why I only gave you the three numbers.
Okay, 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 okay. Yes, I have it. I just responded back to you with the number. So
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna message him
I
and I'm
can't
going
see
to
it right now,
that's
but
cool. I'm gonna message him. I'm
yes,
gonna give him your
I got it.
information
Hmm.
and tell him to reach out to you. So I'll give him your email address and your can you just reply back to me with what your name really is so that when I introduce you to I can introduce, and how far from California are you right now?
I am across the country right now, but
Where did you
I
go?
might be. I went back to my hometown.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's a long story. That's another
Okay.
that'll be a whole
Okay.
nother story. But it's a but I just have to so essentially what happened, I moved back to reconnect with family and toxic family because I thought I did the work that I needed to do to be able to deal with them, not realizing that they would have to do the work they needed to do. And
Gotcha.
that didn't happen.
Gotcha.
And I haven't done the work to meet them where they are. So that's where I'm at, and that's where like actually going to therapy, like understanding how I can utilize therapy, because like you always say, therapy is a tool, and I didn't realize how to use that tool until now.
Okay.
So
Okay, good, 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 good. Edna, thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate you very much. And you have to remember there's a lot of different people out there. Not everybody is going to get it, but I am here on this journey with you. So thank you for being on this call with me. And we are going to go forward from here. Thank you so much, Edna. All right?
thank you.
All
Bye.
right. All right.
Bye,
Bye bye.
everyone.
All right. All right. So, this was an amazing show. I found the video, the pictures of Brian. So here, I'm going to show you all. This is him right there on the left. He has gone and found some woman who he could squat on the back of. So here, this is him. Let's see what Shiler has to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, anybody want to tell me just what in the West hell is going on here? I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I saw this picture and I called the police. I didn't even know where to tell them to go. I called the cops and just said, look, there's a crime being committed, and then I had to get myself together. So wait a minute, this is a picture. She not sitting on the girl. look like she's squatting down, but what I'm saying is that this is a level of love that I wasn't even used to seeing. I'm not used to seeing that this is a level of trust. You understand? This is a whole nother level of trust right here. Somebody say, hey, you know, I know you bigger than me, but just squat down. This is gonna be an idea for our little photo shoot, our little, you know, our pictures. And which leads me to ask y'all, why the hell y'all just be coming up with anything when it comes to these pictures? Why y'all just be doing whatever? You know what I mean? And I blame some of these photographers. Y'all don't even try to stop none of these people. Just be like, hey, listen, look, don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, if you're a photographer, I understand you got to give people what they want, but hell, give these people some guidance, man. Give them some guidance. Somebody sent me the picture, scared the hell out of me, man. I didn't know. I wasn't ready, damn it. Y'all got to stop.
None of us were. None of us were ready. None of us.
Oh,
so,
listen.
Brian, we understand why you took your passport to go yonder. We understand. You know, this broadcast today was a very wonderful broadcast. I'm glad that we had it. This was, I want you all to let me know what were the self-love lessons that you gained from today's video. So type in SLL and let's see, what are the self-love lessons that you gained? Oh, let me check the apples and see whether or not we got any before we jump out of here. Oh, wow. We did get an apple in. So while I'm waiting for the SLL, let us go ahead and throw this apple up in the air. Ashley sends $50 and says, for helping women protect themselves. Thank you, girl. Thank you. Hey. All right, thank you. We really appreciate the love, Ashley. Let me send you some hearts there. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Thank you. So let me see, what is the SLL? What is the self-love lesson? And let me just say this real quick. Let me just say this, Brian. Let this be the last broadcast that you come and you show your ass. The next broadcast, if you are not on your best behavior, you will be blocked. That is a boundary that I am setting up. Do not come here disrespecting people. We do not disrespect you. Well, today we did. But it was something that was responsive. It was not offensive. It was defensive, right? So let this be the last time, because I don't want this energy here. Show up like a grown man and we will treat you as one. Otherwise, you will not have the presence, the pleasure of our presence. All right? So let's continue going forward. Let's see these SLLs. Let's see them. All right. Let's go live while before my plane leaves. Go ahead. Send me a message on TonyaTKO.com. Let's go ahead and get you on Zoom. We'll do a whole, let's bring your face out for the people to see. Self-love through your relationship. Make decisions you can hold yourself accountable for. All right. Training raw, not training brand. Okay. Come on. Let's see. SLL, type the self-love lesson. Don't play with red flags. Remove yourself expeditiously. Yes. Edna saying thanks again. You're welcome, my dear. And I will connect you to today. To focus more on how I spend my time, love myself better. Absolutely. Laugh, love, and give yourself grace. Block party for the weak-minded. Okay. Love yourself, respect yourself, strive for greatness. Yes. Let's continue. Let's see what else we have here. SLL, type the self-love lesson. Come with it, no? The hardest thing is to open up about yourself. That is very true. And so when people are heckling from the comments, it's inappropriate. Come on, send me a message, Brian. Let me send you the Zoom link so that you can come forward and show us all this face of yours and your moves. The longer you stay in a toxic relationship, healthy relationships with a partner who deserves you. Okay. Don't remain in a state of confusion and trauma bonding. Don't be afraid to live your truth. Good luck to Edna. SLL, take responsibility for your choices. Stop playing the victim. Brian, go to TonyaTKO.com. The link is in the description. Click on contact and send me a message. You see the messages are coming through, but you want to play these games. You want to play. I'll even go back to the I'll go back to the whatchamacallit. There's no message even on the in Instagram. Get them likes up. SLL, love yourself enough to kick Dusties to the curb. Live your truth. Accountability for your choices. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Honor yourself, your intuition, instinct, discernment. Okay. All right. Okay, bet I surely will. We're waiting right now. Come on. Come on. We're waiting. I'm waiting right now. I'm refreshing and there's no message in there. Come on. Exactly. I know he's gonna wait until we've been on here for 2.5 hours. The live. Come on. Shakina says, thanks for hearing me. Come on, type these SLLs. Lotion and rose hip your skin daily. Accountability can be healing, very healing. Very, very, very healing. Miss Dara's in here. All right. All right. Okay. So Beauty is into disrespecting dudes who try to come up into women's spaces. Come on. I'm refreshing, Brian. Nobody sees the message from you behind the scenes to send you the Zoom link. No one sees it. He has to find his bra. He said he's at the airport, but no one sees any message coming through. So see, he's playing himself. Come on. Juanita, Edna taught me more about asexuality and to constantly review and look where I could have took accountability. Also, thank you for all you ladies in the chat and the call-ins. SLL, don't fight in the comment section with bitter queens. KT says I look gorgeous. Never choose loyalty over yourself. Yes, yes, yes. Sending you much love and peace. Yes, 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 yes. Let me see. He playing games. I'm refreshing. I see a whole nother message from Edna and there's still no message from him. Still no message from him. Yeah, he playing. He did the exact same thing yesterday. Exactly. Brian is a coward, says Emma. SLL, believe in your instincts. Believe in your eyes and have the strength to see yourself and look past the lies. SLL, always remember that red flags can save your life. Yes. He probably got to burn off. He probably got to burn off the airport Wi-Fi. Come let us roast and toast you, Brian. You all are terrible. All right. SLL, don't go into strange men's houses. Okay. Brian is saying, okay, I'm looking you up now. All right, Brian, go ahead. Send a message. I'm waiting. I'm not going to stay on live. I will come back live, but I'm not going to stay on here because we've been on this broadcast. We'll start a new broadcast. If you all don't see me start a new broadcast, it's because Brian didn't come through, because that's the type of person he is and has shown himself to be. He does not show up. TonyaTKO.com, TonyaTKO.com. Click on contact. No new messages, right? Boom is saying Tonya will rag and tag you. Juanita saying he's still playing. Exactly. All right, listen, I will see you all in the next video. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. And the self-love lesson that I learned from today's video is that there's a difference between blame and accountability. That something can be somebody else's fault, yes. However, we have to take a look at the actions that we participated in to facilitate this person being abusive, abusing us. What did we do? And not saying that I allowed, a person to harm me, but really looking and seeing what it is that I did that facilitated this, that I can do differently. Because if we don't do things differently, right? If we don't do things differently, then it won't be it won't be done. I just got a message from a person who says that they are Brian Price. So I'm getting ready to send them the link right now. So text notification squad, be on the lookout because if we go live again, if this person comes onto camera, because I already know how this is gonna go. I know how it's gonna go. I'm gonna send him the link and I'm gonna be like, okay, get your camera on, and he's gonna be like, oh no, why my camera lag? Oh, Wi-Fi. Oh, I don't know what's going. Oh. Sorry, let me make sure his boobs are bouncing. Oh no, I'm fibrulating with my man. Boo. And my double chin. All right. If he gets on camera, I'll see you all in a little while. If not, then I will see you all another day. Tonya TKO, and I am out. Peace.